Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the best scenes from Bleach that see characters debut a new form. Number 10, Let's Steal.
僕はもう一度だけあなたに背きます。
During he and his friend's infiltration of Soul Society, Ishida is faced with the 12th Division captain, Kurotsuchi Mayuri. The mad scientist Shinigami is responsible for killing many of Uryu's fellow Quincy's, including his grandfather. Backed into a corner, Uryu breaks his Sunray glove, unleashing the last resort transformation, Let's Steal.
なんだそれは。
Along with granting the Quincy a new outfit, Let's Steal draws in the surrounding spirit particles, effectively giving him limitless power in Soul Society. Uryu's speed and attack power are drastically enhanced, letting him nearly kill Mayuri in just a few hits. Quincy transformations may get more frequent and elaborate later in the series, but this initial one still hits different. Number 9, Aizen's monster form.
思い上がるなよ、人間が!
Aizen undergoes many transformations after fusing with the Hogyoku. In his final battle against Ichigo, the hero's utter dominance pushes the normally unflappable Aizen over the edge. Aizen's rage fuels his transformation into a hollow-like monster form.
私が人間ごときに遅れを取るのは
This final form is incredibly creepy and loaded with more skulls than a small graveyard. Aizen certainly endeavors to put Ichigo in the grave, tossing around huge explosions and seemingly trapping his opponent and grabbing him by the throat. However, for as powerful as his transformation is, Ichigo is still stronger. More on that later.
私は君を撃ち殺すことで死神と炎という低劣な存在から完全に決別する。終わりだ。
Number 8, Los Lobos.
リリエット。来い。
でっかい声出すなよ。びっくりするじゃんか。
When the laziest Shinigami fights the laziest Espada, greatness ensues. Captain Hyoraku Shunsui battles Coyote Stark and urges him to release his zanpakuto. However, when Stark finally decides to get serious, he sheaths his sword and instead calls his subordinate Lilinette over. It turns out that Stark and Lilinette used to be one person. Their resurrection involves them becoming one and the same again. Their transformation, Los Lobos, sees Stark dressed as a gunslinger sporting a pair of pistols. The quick-drawing Arrancar now has the fastest Zero in the west or east. The transformation's unique circumstances, as well as Stark's incredible new drip, help make this form one that skips the bad and the ugly and is all good. Number 7, Haka no Togame.
K を倒すのは私ではない。
The debut of a Bankai is always a special moment, and Rukia's is perhaps the most long-awaited.
Bankai. Haka no Togame.
In her and Byakuya's battle, Rukia gives the fierce Sturmritter something to be afraid of. Activating her Bankai, Haka no Togame, Rukia unleashes a massive wave of ice that freezes solid and kills the Quincy. We're then treated to a view of Rukia's new transformation, which gives her a beautifully ethereal appearance, like some kind of snow fairy. However, her chilly beauty comes at a cost, since her own hand cracks from the cold put out by her Bankai.
だが難しい挽回だ。半端の過ちで命を落とす危うい挽回だ。 心して扱え。決して流行るな。
Number 6. Zanka no Tachi.
お主の血肉も剣も魂も髄から粉々に打ち砕くためや。
Ever since the introduction of Bankai, fans wondered what Captain Commander Yamamoto's would look like, given that he's nominally the strongest Shinigami. And it does not disappoint. Engaging the Quincy Emperor Yhwach in a duel, Yamamoto activates his Bankai, Zanka no Tachi. While its initial look, a charred blade, is simple enough, its effects are not. A mere touch from Yamamoto's blade burns whatever it hits to ash. Just activating it drains Soul Society of moisture. His body is also enveloped in flames hotter than the sun. As if that wasn't metal enough, he can also summon the ashen skeletons of his fallen foes to fight on his behalf. This scene's jaw-dropping animation and Yamamoto's transformation are both literally and figuratively fire.
残火の立ち北天地怪人。
Number 5. Final Getsuga Tensho. Aizen's final battle against Ichigo doesn't just see the big bad gain a new form, Ichigo gets one too. Promising to show his opponent the final Getsuga Tensho, Ichigo transforms into a new all-black look.
最後の月牙天書ってのは俺自身が月牙になることだ。
His final attack is to effectively become his signature move. While Ichigo finally outdripping Aizen is deadly enough, he follows it up with Mugetsu, a move that launches a huge wave of dark energy. Aizen may not be quite dead after he uses it, but he's about as weak as our knees were when we first saw the final Getsuga in action.
さらばだIchigo。
Number 4. Arrogante.
戦慄するがよい。口ろ。アロガンテ。
It's good to be king. Baragon's battle with Soifon sees the prideful Espada reveal that he embodies aging. When Baragon decides to go all out, he releases his resurrection, which is fittingly called Arrogante. Unlike his fellow, more animalistic Espada, Baragon's form takes him back to his glory days as King of the Dead, or at least King of the Hollows. His darkly majestic new look is accompanied by an even more terrifying ability, Respira.
裏へ火の息吹。レスピラ。
This noxious cloud dissolves everything it touches into nothing. Baragon's transformation being awesome is like death itself, inevitable. Number 3. Ichigo's full hollow form.
俺が守る。
If you think dying would prevent him from getting a new power-up, you don't know Ichigo. In his fight with Ulquiorra, Ichigo gets a hole in his chest, leaving Orihime distraught. As she begs his lifeless body for help, Ichigo still manages to hear her. Despite being dead, he manages to revive using his hollow powers and obtains a terrifying new form.
どういう言葉が通じんらしいな。
This bestial horned monster proceeds to wreck Ulquiorra. Ichigo matches the Espada's Zero, tears off his arm, and grabs Ulquiorra's attack barehanded. It's an incredible transformation and display of power, both of which still gives us chills.
構わん。貴様に敗北した俺にもはや意味などありはしない。やれ。
Number 2, Resurrección Segunda Etapa.
やはりな。所詮は人間のレベルか。
Somehow, Ichigo's match with Ulquiorra has two amazing transformation scenes practically back to back. The Espada unleashes his Resurrección Murcielago and utterly dominates Ichigo. However, Ulquiorra is dissatisfied that Ichigo keeps fighting as though he can win, despite being overpowered. Deciding to inflict true despair on him, Ulquiorra reveals that he has a unique second release, Segunda Etapa.
知らぬなら教えてやる。これが真の絶望の姿。
The overwhelming presence Ulquiorra has upon achieving this state is matched only by its incredible design. Ulquiorra looks like the devil himself. We wouldn't want to dance with him in the pale moonlight. Amazingly, Ichigo continues fighting, but then, well, we mentioned the hole in the chest, right? Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure to go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Ichigo's first Bankai.
Bankai!
You all knew this was coming, right? It's just so iconic. Throughout Ichigo's journey through Soul Society, we see plenty of captains use Bankai. In his duel with Byakuya, Ichigo reveals that he has attained the power too. Byakuya is incredulous, as only the best or most experienced Shinigami can achieve Bankai, but Ichigo proves him wrong in spectacular fashion. Powering up and releasing tremendous energy before revealing his sleek and comparatively simple Bankai, Tensa Zangetsu. Despite its deceptively small appearance, Ichigo's Bankai grants him ridiculous speed, letting him quickly and repeatedly style all over Byakuya. Even decades after its debut, this scene is just ridiculously cool.
バカな。すべて叩き落としただと。
奇跡は一度だったよな。じゃあ二度目はなんだ。
Is there a Bleach transformation you couldn't believe even with your glasses on? Ascend to the throne, descend to the comments, and tell us your favorites.
これからは私が天に立つ。
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.